The particular machine that we're going to look at right now is called the Adventure 3. It's one of the Horizon line machines. And the Adventure 3 would be really good for people who are doing walking or some jogging, maybe those people who want to do the 5K or perhaps even the 10K. It's a great machine overall and has some really neat features that we want to show you right now. So here it is, Adventure 3. Walking up to it, first thing you're going to notice is it is actually a folding treadmill. So this is something that would help you save space in your house. So it's got gas-assisted lift. So it's easy for me just to lift this straight up. And then you can see the frame down here. And this is going to be a safe space-saving measure in your house. When you're ready to put the machine down, it's just a matter of pressing that toe button, giving a little pull down, and then I can take a step back. I don't need to do anything on this way back down. This is a really neat safety feature. I feel if you have little kids who are going to be messing around with the machine and they press that button by accident, you don't want the thing slamming down on top of them. So I really like that it comes down slowly and very safely. Okay, so looking at the deck size of this machine, it is 20 inches wide from side to side, and then 55 inches long. Now, like we said, this would be great for walking and jogging. If you're looking at doing some really intense running, then you would consider looking at a machine with a longer deck size, especially if you're a very tall person. You don't want to feel like you're falling off the back. But for the purposes of this, it's got some really great and neat features along with it. Now, the Adventure 3 is a machine, since it is folding, the deck, when it inclines, is going to incline separately from the handlebars. Now, that's one thing you might consider. If you're looking at a folding machine, when you have the incline up, well, suddenly these handlebars are getting lower and lower and lower, versus a machine that doesn't fold. When you put the incline up, the handlebars rise up with it. So it's just something to consider, depending on how often you're going to grab a hold of these, whether you would want to consider a folding machine or a non-folding machine. Okay, now looking at the Adventure 3, it does have a very high quality motor. One thing you're going to see with all of the Horizon models, and with all of the models from Johnson Fitness, in fact, is just really a commitment to high quality in all of their products. So the Johnson drive system is very quiet, durable, and responsive. So you can hit the button to increase your speed, and there's not going to be that lag and that jerk where you wait for the treadmill to kind of catch up to what you want to do. You hit the button to increase the speed, and it responds very quickly. Part of the reason that it responds so quickly is this is actually a digital drive system. So as opposed to the analog and some of the competition, this is going to be very responsive to what you would like to have happen. The deck itself of this machine is very sturdy and firm. It's got a multi-density fiber board that is double coated for strength. And one of the really cool things about this deck is that it actually has variable response cushioning. Now with that, think of your shoe. With your shoe, you want it to be very cushioned in the back and the heel where you're landing when you take your first step. You want it to have kind of a medium cushioning to support your arch, and then you want to have less cushioning at the toe because you want to have a firm place to push off when you're taking your step. So the deck on the Adventure 3 is kind of along the same kind of idea. The front of the deck has thicker cushioning so that it's squishier. It's going to support you and comfort you when you take that step. The middle part of the deck has a little bit of less cushioning. And then the back is going to be firmer so that when you're ready to take your step off, you have something firm to push off of. So this is just an example of one of the really neat design features that the people at Johnson Fitness did to make sure that your running experience is really comfortable. Okay, so looking at the Adventure 3, you have a nice bar here. Maybe you need to hold on to that when you're balancing if you're doing an injury rehab. It's nice and firm that you can grab onto that. We have 2 handle grips here for heart rate. And then we have another safety clip here that can hook right to your clothing. So as the machine is running, if you say trip and fall, that pulls off and then the machine is going to stop. So just some safety features there that are always nice to know about. Sometimes it's hard when you're looking at huge spec sheets on websites to know exactly what the machine does. So it's helpful to kind of just see straight up, what it's like when you walk up to the machine and, actually are standing there and ready to use it. I always have a bottle of water. That goes right there. I always have my iPod. And one of the cool things that I like is I normally have my iPod or my iPhone, whatever, in my hand or in a shoulder brace. And it's kind of a pain to have the earphones connected all through there. So instead, what you can do with this machine is you can just plug it directly into the machine. So it comes with a cable that hooks directly in here. I turn on my music, navigate to the song that I want, and then I have the music playing directly out of the speakers of the treadmill. So just a cool feature that I really like. Okay, so let's boot up this baby. We're going to start. It has the option to have several different users, so you can actually program in who's going to be using the machine. I'm just going to go ahead and go down to guest and hit enter. From here, it's asking me to select a program. There's several different programs on here. There's actually 30 programs, including manual, 6 calorie programs, 10 step programs, 10 distance programs, and then 3 interval programs over here on the right. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit manual and enter. Then I can set my time. Up here it shows 30 minutes. That sounds fine. You guys want to watch a 30-minute video? Just kidding. And then finally speed. So it's going to start me off at 0.5 miles an hour, but if I wanted, I could just hit one button, 3 miles an hour, and I'm ready to go. Hit the start, and we're trucking. Here we go. So automatically I'm up to 3. If I wanted to switch it to 6, I could just hit one button. I probably would be out of breath talking to you on the thing, so I'm going to leave it at 3, maybe even a little slower here. One of the other things I really like, besides the fact that you can hit one button and have your speed change really quickly, is you can do the same thing for incline. So if I wanted to hit the 3 button for incline over here on the left, the machine then is going to rise up. And I'm just going to go ahead and put it up to 10 incline and let Brad get a really great shot of watching that deck come up. And just to repeat, we said with the folding machines that as that deck comes up, that these handlebars are going to feel a little bit lower, so as opposed to the handlebars rising with the machine. So just something to consider. So here we're the whole way up to 12, 1 button, and we're going back down to 3 inclines. So. Oh, absolutely. Brad just asked if that's going to work different muscles. It's really great to do hill work, especially ladies, if you want to work on your derriere. Doing hill work is really great. So it's nice to have the different types of incline there available for you. Okay, so let's take a look at some other features here. One thing that you're going to notice throughout these videos is that the motor is very quiet. It's not going to be producing a lot of noise. So some people go into the gym and they hear the motor of their treadmill. It's just like, draining into your head. So instead, we have a really quiet motor here. The motor is very, very durable and going to stay very, very cool. So that's one thing we like about the Adventure model. Then on the dashboard itself, we have 2 gems right here. I think of them as gems. Here's the Via Fit. This is a system created by the folks at Johnson Fitness that allows you to actually record all of your workout information and upload it directly onto the web. So this little light is going to indicate a Wi-Fi connection. And what this means is you would download an app onto your smart device or onto your phone. And with that app, you can track your workouts, you can keep your goals in mind, and you can also integrate with all of the other different apps that you're using. So let's say that you track your nutrition with MyFitnessPal, or you like to map your runs with Map My Run. With some of the other competitors, it's hard for you to kind of keep track of this application and that application. With ViaFit, it's going to integrate seamlessly with all of those different applications. So all of that information from Map My Run gets funneled directly into ViaFit, and you have all of that information in one spot. So really, really cool program there. ViaFit is also going to be, you can use it with social sharing. So if you have, you just did this really great workout, you want to brag to your friends, on ViaFit application, you just hit a button and it can go onto your Facebook or your Twitter and you can share your information that way. So ViaFit is a really, really cool, just really innovative solution that is much different than what some of the competitors are offering. Another thing that we have on the Treadmill on the Adventure 3 is access to My Passport. There's a button right here that is going to allow you to hook into that. My Passport is going to be a separate unit that you buy. It just looks like a modem or a small box that you could hook into your TV. But what it allows you to do is actually put on your TV in front of the treadmill landscape that you'd like to be running through. So nobody wants to be running, staring at a blank wall. You'd rather be running through the countryside or through the mountains or through the trails. So My Passport allows you to do that while you're on your machine. So you can have the screen in front of you showing you running through the trails, and that's all worked through My Passport right here. If you wanted to learn more information about the ViaFit or about the My Passport, definitely check out our videos. We're going to have separate videos that go into more detail about how each of those work, and those can be found on the website. It's www.treadmills-ratings-reviews.com.